Welcome. Recently, there had been claims that central bank has issued or printed money through its open market operations known as OMOs. We'll analyze that statement in detail. In 2024, reserve money, that is known as issuing new money to the economy or money printing in general terms, increase was there, and this was an outcome of significant purchases of foreign currency by central bank, while there has been a reduction in the stock of government securities held by central bank. We can explain that two incidents in detailed manner. First thing, central bank can issue money or print money via increase in net foreign asset increase. So, central bank has purchased foreign exchange. In general terms, we can say that central bank has purchased USD, and this is to eliminate further depreciation of USD that will affect negatively to exporters from Sri Lanka. When central bank purchases foreign exchange, it issues or injects money to the system and obtain foreign currency. In the case of central bank balance sheet, for that transaction, there will be an increase of foreign currency financial assets in asset side, and there will be corresponding liability increase via LKR reserve increase. Further, that statement has referred sale of government securities as well. So we'll move on to that analyzing. In the first place, that when central bank purchases USD or foreign currency, it injects LKR to the system so that there will be an increase of money supply, and it could lead to inflation if there's no corresponding increase of production and etc. So to avoid that, on the other hand, central bank sells government securities. So see, central bank gets LKR from the system and it issues government securities to the system. So in the balance sheet, in the asset side of central bank, there will be a reduction of government securities, and there will be a corresponding liability reduction by way of LKR reserve depletion. That's what the previous statement has referred to. On the other hand, in the past, one of the determining factors of new money issued to the economy by central bank was purchasing treasury bills by central bank directly from primary market. However, with the introduction of Central Bank Act in 2023, central bank is now prohibited from printing money through purchase of government securities in the primary market to fund the government. I'll repeat it. Now the central bank is prohibited from printing money to fund the government via purchase of government securities. To elaborate the current situation further, we can say like this. In 2024, although money market operates with surplus liquidity, it was unevenly distributed among commercial banks, creating liquidity needs for some domestic banks for their day-to-day operations as well as lending to customers. Certain commercial banks have faced severe liquidity shortfalls due to strict exposure limits for interbank call money transactions following to sovereign credit rating downgrade. Money market lending by the foreign banks operating in Sri Lanka has remained limited despite their significant liquidity surplus due to strict exposure limits. Therefore, central banks' liquidity injections or issuance of new money have addressed these shortfalls, ensuring that short-term interest rates, especially call money market rates, remain stable. That means issuance of new money or money printing could also be done via increase of domestic assets of central bank as well. In that case, central bank issues LKR to the system or injects new money, and it will be giving loans to licensed commercial banks. In that case, in the central bank's balance sheet, there will be an increase of LKR financial assets, namely loans, and there will be a corresponding increase of liability side by way of LKR reserves as well. So that's what it explains. And finally, what we can conclude is there has been no money printing or issuance of new liquidity to finance the government's budget by central bank. In other words, we can tell it there have been no money printing to finance government's budget by central bank. So with that, we will be concluding this session, and we have to look from different perspectives when we make opinions on money printing or issuing new money to the economy. With that, we will be concluding, and thanks for watching.